Good morning, everybody. Oh, well, aren't you just cute? She's waiting for her treats. So I'm coming on here right now before I get too anxious and then don't do it. And then, of course, we kind of ran into someone else walking their dog, so I wanted to give them a head start to head the other direction, give them plenty of time. So do you struggle with anxiety? I definitely do. A lot of you that have known me, maybe from a distance, might not assume that. But it is true. I struggle with it quite a lot. And I wanted to address anxiety, courage, and then exercise. And I'm looking around in case a car comes one direction or another. We're on a little back road here, but they do come up and down here. So two things. And I'm going to keep a lot of this real simple. I'm not going to get technical. So something that happens with anxiety is, of course, it's a very uncomfortable feeling. And it reacts, or the body reacts heavily to the feeling of anxiety. It actually reacts the same way that excitement does, if you ever heard that before. But anxiety will cause adrenaline in the body. Basically, it'll cause energy. You get the shakes and you do the things, and that's why like too much caffeine makes it worse, because it'll make your heart rate go up and all that other stuff. And what we have a tendency to do is we develop like a coping habit. So, oh my God, my anxiety is freaking out, and it wants me to do this thing, and wants me to have ice cream, or it wants me to sit around and play video games for 2 hours instead of reading that book and doing my laundry like I'm supposed to and all that other stuff. And I want to bring courage to the front here, because anxiety is kind of, it's a very fear feeling. Every time that we have anxiety, it's kind of like the parent in the grocery store with the kid, and the kid is screaming and crying and asking for candy, like insisting and wearing the parent down and everything. So then you see, the parent will finally give in, they'll give the kid the candy, and the kid will stop for a while. But now the kid has learned that, if I just keep yelling and screaming and crying, I'll get that candy that I want. Anxiety and feelings like that are the same way, honestly. And like I said, I'm going to keep this real simple, but that is how it works. Like, the more you give in and don't hold out, the more it will just get louder and louder and louder. And the best thing to do in these situations is to acknowledge it, but have the courage to face it. And I say acknowledge it. You don't have to ignore it. Acknowledge that it's there, because it's just going to get louder. But face it and be like, okay, I know you're there, and do whatever it is you're afraid of anyways, or resist that. Be like, this ice cream's not going to make us feel better, and I'll play 30 minutes of video games after I do this other stuff that I need to do. Because let's face it, when we all don't do those things we need to do the next morning, the anxiety kicks in because it's not done. So I wanted to throw that out there in terms of courage, especially being as courage is one of Viking Vitality's core values. And then second on there, hey Tony, with exercise. So when you do have anxiety, nervousness, things like that, I was talking about the shaking and, the adrenaline and the energy and all that other stuff. And one of the best things to do is actually work that out. It's extra energy, right? And you shake just like that. So working out can really help with that. It will burn off that excess energy that your body has built up due to the anxiety, the stress, the cortisol, things like that. And it'll help bring you back to kind of a homeostasis in a healthy way, instead of just burning all that energy by just sitting there shaking and freaking out and whatever it is. And in terms of exercise, it can be anything, but it should be something that is intense, unless yoga is really good too, but I'm not going to address that today. That's more of a calming effect, whereas exercise specifically I'm talking about is like getting it out, burning it. You know, make it something that's intense, that's, you know, going to get your heart rate up, and, you know, so it could be heavy lifting, it could be some cardio, it could be a brisk walk with your dog. I mean, that's great. You're outside, you're seeing greenery. That's awesome for your brain. Is there something over there? I know you want to go. And bonus, even if it's just something in the moment, and you can actually Google this, but this is a technique used by professionals. If you have anxiety, take a few minutes, turn on like a really fun song, like something silly, like Tub Thumper from the 90s. I know some of you aren't going to know what that is, but something really fun, and then just honestly just shake it out. And I can't put the phone down to show you what I mean, but just stand there and just like shake it out. Just be all crazy for like a few minutes, and that will actually help your anxiety go down. All right, so I know I feel like because my anxiety is talking to me, that I'm all over the place with this video, but I really hope that something in here was helpful to you, and that you kind of get a better understanding of what anxiety is doing, how it's trying to, you know, make you do what it wants, which is usually something that's not a healthy habit, and that you have to have courage to face it, and then also a way to help get rid of it. So actually, I think I did pretty good. Yeah, I'm going to take that. All right, so anxiety comes up, we're going to acknowledge it. You know, we need to know that it's there. It needs to know that we know. We're not going to give in, and then we're going to exercise or do some crazy dance moves, shake it out, and move on with our lives. All right, yeah, I like it. We're going to go with that. All right, friends. Well, hallelujah. Say hello to Sherazad. She's quite bitchy indeed, because she would like a treat and she would like to keep walking. But she'll be all right when we step here in a second, won't you? See, I told you they were the carpet. All right, they're very nice here, though. All right, guys, so happy Thursday, happy Friday Eve, all the good things. If you have any questions about this, please comment below or reach out to me directly. And if you have anxiety about reaching out to me directly, just be courageous. All right, just tell me, I'm anxious about this, but I have questions. Okay, great. This is Coach Beth at Viking Vitality. If you like this, please like it, love it, comment, share it, all the things. Love you guys. Nice calm breath, and be courageous. Thanks.